Entrepreneurship Inside Out.
First of all, it's my first time in Budapest. It is such a romantic city. It's beautiful. You just want to fall in love when you come here. I'm so honored to be here, and I'm always honored to be with Sigma and AIBC. So usually when entrepreneurs come on stage, they're going to talk about 10 ways to become rich, 20 ways to start a business, 10 ways to become a better entrepreneur. And I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about something deeper than that. Now, us as entrepreneurs, or you as aspiring entrepreneurs, I want to give you some advice. And I'm not going to go on the outside. Let's talk about 10 ways, 20 ways, show you graphs and numbers. I'm going to take you inside yourself. Because I believe when you do the work inside, it ripples on the outside. So I'm dyslexic, so I don't usually have notes. But the reason I have this is because I wrote down some things, and I want to take you one by one through them, and I don't want to forget any of them. Okay. A lot of leaders, no matter in what sector, a lot of leaders don't know the impact on emotional and past traumas and how it impacts their present as entrepreneurs. Before doing the inner work, before looking inside of myself, every time I had an issue in business, I would fire somebody. Change her, change him. Maybe it's the team, maybe it's that. I was always deflecting and projecting. A lot of entrepreneurs and leaders don't look at themselves within. And you might actually be the problem. I was the problem. And I didn't know that, because when you are subconsciously programmed to react in certain ways based on past traumas when you're young, you don't even know you have a problem. And people try to tell you, it triggers you. But you don't understand why. And then you look at flaws and you point fingers at people in the industry and you try to change things, but nothing changes. So I'm here to talk to you about how I ended up having 9 companies. I do reality TV. I do full-time social media. I'm a public speaker. I'm a single mom. And the reason I do all these things is not because I'm gifted or I'm different than all of you. It's because I've done the inner work and I don't have any limiting beliefs. And the limiting beliefs we have are, you can only do 2 businesses. A woman can only be a mother, she cannot be a businesswoman. A man can only focus on one thing, he cannot multitask. These are all limiting beliefs. And the moment you remove these, you realize that you're a prisoner of your own thoughts. Nobody told you not to do anything, nobody told you to believe anything. You believed in something, therefore it got applied. So removing the limiting beliefs is very important. So let me take you through some challenges as an entrepreneur that I faced, and my mind played tricks on me. My mind was like, oh, these are normal things entrepreneurs go through. This is okay, this is fine. These are challenges of entrepreneurs. These are this. The mind always tries to give you unsolicited answers so you can fit in and feel comfortable. So I'm going to go through some challenges that I faced, and my mind convinced me that these are entrepreneurial issues, okay? And this is why I have the list. And before I move into the list of things, let me tell you something. As an entrepreneur, when you do the inner work, okay, you become a manifesting machine. Sometimes, now, after doing all of this, I get scared of thinking of things because I immediately attract them. Why? Because I have removed all the layers that block me, that distract me. I don't react easily, so I'm very laser focused. And when you're laser focused and you're trying to manifest, and I don't know if you guys believe in manifestation, but I do. So when you're laser focused and you manifest and the signal is strong, like a Wi-Fi signal is strong, you start manifesting. And when you're trying to manifest, manifesting is not writing in a journal, I want this car, I want this business, I want this man, I want this woman. Manifestation is not writing. Manifestation is what do you believe you deserve and what you believe you can get. It's not what you journal. I'll give you an example. I was sitting with a friend of mine, and she always wanted to get married and find the right person. So she journaled down, I want to meet the right man, I want to do this, I want to do that, I believe in this, I deserve this. She shut the journal, we went to drink coffee, and she's like, there are no good men in the world today. So the universe does not listen to your journal. It listens to what you believe in. So you can lie as much as you want in your journals and your thoughts, but what you really believe in, you attract. It's as simple as that. If you believe all the men are bad, guess what? You're going to meet bad men, and that's manifestation. So always focus on what you believe you deserve, not just what you want to write down and pretend to be positive about things. Also be very specific when you manifest. Because if you tell the universe, I want someone that makes me happy, God will send you a cat. Be specific of what you really want. Because it doesn't work like that, all right? Anyways, back to the list of things that I wrote down for you that I faced as an entrepreneur, and I blamed it on everyone around me, not myself, right? Number one, I don't know, how many of you have issues trusting safety in business? You have issues with safety in business? Okay, great. Next problem I have was people pleasing. How many of you are people pleasers? People pleasers? Don't lie. Put your hands up. Okay, conflict avoidance. You avoid conflict. All right, I see a lot of hands. All right. Feeling stuck. You reach a certain point in career and you're like, I don't know what to do. I'm trying. I'm stuck. A lot of you, right? Okay, great. Next point is scared of being creative. Who's scared of being creative? You have ideas, it's great, but you never do them. One? You guys are lying over here. I know a lot of people are scared of creativity. You're scared, oh, what if it's too much? What if they judge me? What if people don't like it? You're like scared of being creative. Second point, who's scared of failing? A lot of you, huh? Okay, great. So these were the things as an entrepreneur were challenges for me. And I thought these are normal challenges for entrepreneurs. And then when I sit with other entrepreneurs, they're like, oh, this is normal. Everyone is normalizing these emotions, but they're not. And then I kept on looking at my life. I'm like, wait, I am like this even outside the business. I am like this in my life. I am like this in my friendships. I'm like this in my relationships. There is something wrong, and self-reflection is important. Why am I doing this? Why am I reacting like this? So then I decided to go do the work and be curious and to actually love myself, because loving yourself is not buying the latest car, buying a house, flying the world. That's cute, that's great. But loving yourself is having boundaries, is doing the best for you, is doing anything to be the best version of you, removing anything that blocks you, anything that stops you. That's self-love. Self-respect. That's self-love. Anyways, tried therapy. Therapy's great, okay? Because therapy tells you what's the problem, but then they numb you with medication, which doesn't solve the problem, right? Then I tried hypnotherapy. It was great, but it reaches a certain point where you get blocked. There has to be more. But it's a good way to start. Then tried spiritual healing. Then tried so many things, and I went deep and deep and deep and deep into it. And then, imagine, in hypnosis, I was sitting down, and I told my therapist, I'm going to list you these problems. I want to know where they come from. Because I'm not only doing them in business, I'm doing them in real life. I have conflict avoidance with friends, with family, with people I'm in a relationship with, not just in business. So you have to be open. You have to remove ego, because ego is not your amigo. So ego has to be removed. And you have to realize, maybe I am the problem. Maybe I have an issue. Because if we keep blaming everybody around us, it doesn't take us anywhere. It takes two to tango. Where did I go wrong? That's how you grow and change. Anyways, we go back to the list now. So safety and trust issues. When I was young, and it's crazy because who would have think that that was the reason, as a when did I start? I'm 38 now. I started when I was 36. As a 36-year-old, why am I scared? Why don't I feel safe? It's tiring to enter a meeting, to enter a business, to enter a room, to get to know people, and you're always alert. You're scared. You cannot trust anybody. It's tiring. So I asked her, I told her, where does it come from? And me, in hypnosis, I told her where it came from. When I was young and I was in school, I loved one of my teachers so much. I was 4 years old. I loved her so much, and I was doing anything to get her attention. But she was abusive, so she used to hit the students in school. So imagine loving someone, and in your head, she's my teacher, she's supposed to protect me, but she's the one abusing you instead of teaching you. So that incident, imagine, all my life I carried it, and it became my filter in everything I do. So I was like, oh my God, that's where it came from when I was 4? Okay, great. Next, people pleasing. It comes from me as a child because I was so different than my siblings, my cousins, and everybody. So I When I grew up, I was never accepted as a kid. When I grew up, I was a people pleaser. I will do anything for you to be my friend. I will do anything for you to do business with me. I will do anything just to be accepted and loved and wanted. Because as a child, I was not accepted. My parents used to always tell me, and God bless their soul, they did a good job, but they did as much with what they knew only, right? So it was always like, look at your sister, look at your brother, look at your cousin. Why can't you be normal? Why can't you be this? And this does build a trauma, and you carry it on, and it reflects in your business, it reflects in your relationships and everything. Conflict avoidance. When I was young, I used to have an opinion, always, all the time I had something to say. And every time I wanted to say something, the adults would tell me, you're a kid, don't talk, don't override, don't give me an opinion, you shouldn't have an opinion. So when I grew up, I avoided conflict because I knew that if I said something, they'll shut me up. Programmed since I was young, all right? Next point is not taking risks. Now, when you grow up not feeling like you're not accepted, you are different, and you have to be like everyone else, everyone is telling you you don't fit in, you grow up to feel like you're not worth it, like you're not worthy of something good. And this is why I didn't take risks, because I felt like even if the risk was easy and I can achieve something, I'm not going to get anything because I'm not worth it. So it reflected in so many ways. Feeling stuck also comes from no self-worth, because you reach a certain point in life and with success, with business, with anything, and you want to take it to the next level, but you're stuck. You're stuck because your self-worth is low, your self-love is low, you don't even feel like you're worthy of that thing or going out there. So you feel stuck and you don't understand why. Okay. And I remember watching the video of my hypnosis and I was like, what the hell? I didn't even know all these things. Next point is scared of being creative. Because when I was a child, I wasn't accepted, so I was seeking validation always. So when I have a creative idea in business and I want to do it, I'm like, no, what if the people don't like it? No, what if they don't accept it? What if it's too much for my country? What if my culture? What? I was seeking external validation. And to be honest, the people who change the world are the crazy ones who believe they can. They're not the safe ones who want everyone to like them and accept them. If you want everyone to like you, go be a Christmas tree or sell ice cream. You know, everyone might like you. So that was another point that I had. Now, fear of failure. And fear of failure comes from basically culture programming. Why? I come from the Middle East, right? And I'm pretty sure we have this similar thing in every culture. Shame and guilt. We all carry shame and guilt. Why? If your parents in school, when you get low grades, your parents make you feel ashamed and guilty. Although you tried your best, this is your best. Even if it's not 90 out of 100, it's 60, but this is your best. But they make you feel ashamed and guilty for every time you fail. Failure is the most beautiful school ever. It's a missing ingredient. You go back, you learn, and you come back and try again. But when you carry shame and guilt, every entrepreneur, if they want to take a risk, and there is a risk of failure, they're not going to take it. Imagine the idea of failing and being shameful from it was never introduced in society. You know how many of us will be out there doing things and changing the world? But we're scared because if I fail, I should be ashamed. If I fail, I should feel guilty because we care about what society thinks. So all these sub-programming, I was a 36-year-old at that time let me put it in this way. I was a 4-year-old taking decisions in a 36-year-old body. That's what I was doing. So I had to go talk to my younger self, fix my traumas, get rid of everything. And by that time, when I was doing the work, I had 1 company. After that, I had 9 companies. I invested, I took risks, I'm speaking on stages, I'm doing all these things because there is no more limiting beliefs. I say this all the time, and I'm going to repeat it again. We are born into this world with a blueprint. Hey, your name is George, that's your religion, that's your culture, that's what you can eat, this is wrong, this is right, this is not. Who are you really? Do you even know who you are? If you remove the sub-controlling, the sub-programming, who are you really? Are you curious to know who you are? And the only way to find out is to go inside and do the inner work. You become a better friend, a better husband, better wife, better entrepreneur, better everything. Your whole life transforms. Better in business, better as a leader. And let me tell you something. A leader of a country, he has to take care of his people, right? He has to make sure they're okay. He has to make sure he provides everything. He has to make sure everything's fine, right? But that's the role of a leader in a business as well. You are there to serve. A leader has to always serve. And if you're not serving, you're not helping people grow, you're not doing all of that for everyone around you, how are you a leader? There's a difference between management and leadership. And I'm not with management. I used to micromanage. I used to kill my employees. I used to kill myself because micromanaging burns you. And it comes from the love of control, that you want to control everyone and everything around you. And when you micromanage, guess what? The creative juice in your industry, in your company, dies. Why should I be creative? My boss is going to come, tell me everything is wrong, tell me how to do things. They're going to micromanage. I'm going to slack. I'm going to be lazy. I get paid anyways. I'm just going to chill. So it's very important to understand how micromanaging kills teamwork. Micromanaging kills creativity. A leader does not micromanage. You allow your team to do whatever they want. You allow the creativity to come out. You're there. You have a vision. They help you go to the vision, but you help them grow as they go. Because without them, you can't do anything. And that's a fact. When team works, dream works. Without your team, you're nobody. Your dream, your idea is just an idea. So it's so important to understand how maybe George, Georgina, maybe, Fatima, Tom are not the problem in your industry. Maybe you as an owner is the problem. And a lot of entrepreneurs don't do that because they have ego. And I've met a lot of entrepreneurs when because I speak a lot about doing the internal work and healing. I've done it and it makes me so much happy. And I want that happiness for people. It's my love language. That's why I talk about it a lot, especially for entrepreneurs, because entrepreneurship burns you. It kills you. It's not easy. It's hard. Like some people say, people who have a 9-to-5 job say, I wish I was an entrepreneur so I can be free and do that. I hear entrepreneurs say, I wish I had a 9-to-5 because I don't have any freedom. So there is something off if that's how the industry is making people feel. And it all comes back to lack of self-awareness, lack of self-growth, lack of the idea to nurture yourself within, to be better, to show up better, to do the inner work, to do the healing, to do all of that. And this is why I focus a lot with entrepreneurs and I tell them, you got to do the inner work. Maybe your team is not the issue, maybe you are. And I'm going to go through some points with you that you might face, challenges that you might face if you don't do the work, all right? So number one, you're aggressive in business. And I've seen a lot of CEOs and stuff, I'm aggressive because I'm a boss, babe. I'm aggressive because I'm the boss. I'm aggressive because if I'm not aggressive, they'll all play me. Nobody wants to play you, So being aggressive is not the way to go about business, number one. Number two, control. Can you stop the cloud from raining? No, right? Can you stop a flower from blooming? Can you stop someone from stealing your money, change their ideas? Can you control anything outside of you? No. So the love of control is a disease. And the more you try to control the surroundings and everything around you, the more you lose control. Your only superpower is controlling yourself. That's it. So that's your superpower. So, and I always say, a person who's not in control of their desire is weak. A person who's not in control of this is this. Because it all starts with self-control. It has nothing to do with controlling you, or everyone in my organization, or anyone I'm in a relationship with, or my kids, or anything like that. It has nothing to do with that. Your power is self-control. Resistance to change. A lot of CEOs and business owners and people, they even as friends, a lot of people resist change. Have you ever seen a tree just stop midway and she's like, I'm not growing anymore? No. Us humans, we need to adapt change. We need to move forward. So when you are fighting change and you don't want to grow and you're scared of change, there is an issue. And this comes from also something within. Another problem is micromanaging. Then you have the trust issues. Then you cannot form connections. How many of you met people who have zero connection with the team around them? I'm the boss. I cannot be friends with everybody. What kind of 1965 mentality of a CEO is this? It doesn't work like that anymore. Even nowadays, you see people wearing sweatpants and then you find out that the people wearing suits are working for the ones wearing sweatpants. It's not the same as how it used to be. CEO can't talk to anyone. This is such a trauma response to have this God syndrome, to think that you're better and above everyone around you. But these people are working for you. They're making your dreams come true. So this is also a trauma response, right? Another point, another issue you'll come across is thought paralysis. Like your thoughts are frozen. You cannot think, you cannot move forward. That's also a trauma response. Another problem is communication, then you have ego, then fear of risk, then you have an issue with delegation as well. You cannot delegate. You're a mess. So a lot of the entrepreneurs that I meet, and I always try to push them into doing the inner work and doing the healing, and they all say that their life completely shifts as entrepreneurs when they do that. Not only this, look at that. In my healing journey as an entrepreneur, when I had 9 companies, I had actually 15, but I shut down a lot of them. Why? Because when you do the inner work, you realize that wasting your time doing things you don't love is not success. What is success? Doing something you love and making money out of it. That is success. I've seen so many entrepreneurs who dread waking up in the morning to go to work. People who have jobs who dread waking up in the morning to go to work. They don't even like what they do. You cannot complain about the life you have if you're feeding the life you don't want. You cannot be complaining about it. You want a different life? Feed the life you want. Don't feed the life you don't want. And this limitation of I cannot leave, I'm stuck, I'm this, you are a prisoner of your own thoughts. That's how it is. No one is holding you. There's no gun to your head. You're not handcuffed to your industry. You don't have roots in the organization. You're not happy, leave. You're not content, go. You don't want to do it, don't. So you are just a prisoner of your own thoughts. And the minute you realize the key to freedom is in your hand, and the freedom starts here, then you'll understand how to live life in a different way and enjoy life and enjoy what you do in a different way. So usually, like, I know that in these kind of events, we always see people talk about business in different forms, but I'm the one who's going to come and tell you, no, it starts from the inside, not from the outside. And a lot of entrepreneurs want to find their passion. How can you find your passion if you don't really know who you are? And the only way to know who you are is to remove that mask. What is the mask? The mask of trauma, the mask of emotional downfalls, the mask of this. We walk in life wearing a mask. And just because you're okay, just because you have friends, just because you don't do anyone harm, just because your business is doing great, it doesn't mean you don't have issues. We all have issues. A personality is developed when a woman is pregnant, the baby in the stomach. Whatever feelings the mother was carrying is transformed to you. Until the age of 8, your character is created. Now, if we want to remember what happened to you at the age of 3 and 4, you cannot remember these things. So how would you remember what caused you to become a certain way? And before I get off the stage, I'll leave you with one thing. And a lot of entrepreneurs do this mistake. React when you react to things, right? Just remember one thing. If you react to people, you are on a leash and they can take you for a walk any day they want. That's very important. Reaction is you reacting to feeling a certain way about a certain thing inside of you. If you react, if someone says you did a mistake and you react, if someone says, oh, you did a wrong investment and you react, if your friend, your spouse, your boyfriend, girlfriend, and you're reacting, guess what? I have a leash on you. That means I can take you for a walk anywhere I want, any day I want. That's not how it works. Set yourself free, look within, be better, not just for the people around you, be better for yourself. And before we all depart, because, you know, this is a rent-a-car. I'm a soul. This is my rent-a-car in this world, right? And when I give my rent-a-car back and I leave, you know, I want to make sure that I know who I am, that I've done the work, that I've learned, that I've lived, and not just existed. You're not robots. You can make choices. You can be happy. You can choose things. You can make decisions. You can be anyone you want. Your only limitation is you. That's it. And I'll repeat it. You are a prisoner of your own thoughts. And I'll leave you with my favorite quote, okay? I always say, your brain is like tofu. Whatever you marinate it in, it becomes. So what are you marinating your brains in? Which means what you eat, what you see, who you're with, who you go out with, who you work with, everything you feed your body makes you the person I am. Don't feed the life you don't want. Feed the life you want. Thank you so much. We have 5 minutes. Is there questions? Do you guys have any questions?
Yes, if you have any questions, it's a good chance.
I think was pretty clear.
The message was very clear. No, keep it. I will get it. Okay. Too many mics.
Okay, so if you're gonna give me the opportunity to ask a question, you know, from 0 to 1, it takes less than 1 to 100. Yeah. My question is, why do you think people are so scared to go inside, to look at themselves, and they avoid themselves, like, you know, when you look in the mirror? Like, what is the reason that's causing people not to do this? And they pretend like, oh, I'm successful, I'm this, I'm that, but at the end of the day, they don't feel good about themselves when they are by themselves.
Because it takes shadow work, which means you have to go through darkness to reach the light. But to be comfortable, I am making money, I'm okay, I have family, I have kids, I have friends. It's easy to be comfortable. It's not easy to do the work. And we spoke about this yesterday, and I told you, healing is for everybody, but not everybody's for healing. Because no one wants to do this. Who wants to go back and remember when they were abused one day? Who wants to go back and remember that car accident? Who wants to go back and remember, I had an autoimmune disease. I don't have an autoimmune disease anymore. And you know what doctors told me? You have to live with it. Live in this medication. Give up. Stop fighting it. I said, never will I accept a disease that's going to stay in my body. And you know, based on, I don't know if you know about autoimmune diseases, they don't leave your body, basically. I don't have it. I used to have Hashimoto's. I don't have it. When I did the work, I removed the certain emotion that caused my body to create that disease. We were not made to be sick as humans. We're divine energy from God. We make ourselves sick. When you suppress, your body will express, always. And how does the body express? Illnesses, diseases, and all that. So not everybody wants to remove the sub-programming. Imagine 34 years, I was told the sky is blue, and now I have to believe the sky is not. How? Not everybody wants to do the work. Everybody wants to be comfortable. But the grass is greener on the healing side. Your life changes completely. And you get to know who you are. How beautiful, how profound. And then you stop existing and you start living. Or maybe you just want to exist. I don't know.
Thank you.
Any more questions before I start the panel?
Just one.
Hi. Hi, babe.
Well, I noticed that the successful you get, you feel lonelier.
Yeah.
And it gets, yeah, and the fear gets higher, it consumes you.
Yeah.
What advice you have to give to those people? That they are chasing their dreams, but they notice that they start losing people that they had in their lives.
When you go higher, some people can't go high with you, so they drop. And it's okay. They make space for different type of people. And every phase in your life, you will meet people that will serve that phase, and then you move. And people who cannot upgrade, who cannot do the work, who cannot work on themselves, and they can't go up with you when you're going up, it's okay for them to drop. It's fine. So yes, when you do the inner work, when you're successful, it gets lonely. But why is it lonely? If you have boundaries, you're selective. My circle is small. I have 5 friends only. And I'm beyond happy. I love myself. There's nothing wrong with having 5 friends. I don't want to have everyone as a friend. I want to have 5 friends I can trust, I can rely on. We are on the same path, same energy, same mindset. And we grow together and we support each other. So does it get lonely? Yes. But are you really alone? No. Yeah. We're done?
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Actually, well, thanks everyone. Thank you for the questions. Thank you, Sarah.
Should I stay here for the panel?
Yes, of course. Actually, I wanted to ask the same question as a follow-up because, you know, I think everyone pretty much recognized themselves. Yes, Yvonne. Yes, of course. Everyone pretty much recognized themselves when we spoke about the problems. I have control issues a lot, you know, but when I'm trying to figure out what if I detach myself from the control issues, I detach myself from the reaction that I get to other people's mess-ups, you know, then it gets lonelier.
Yeah.
Right?
But no one pays your bills, so why do you care about what people think?
Exactly.
I don't look Arab. I have over 90 tattoos. I don't look Arab. I don't fit in the culture, but I don't believe that I should look a certain way or act a certain way to fit. Why can't people love each other's differences instead of either fight or flight it? So there is love. When there's loving, when you stop the judging, there's always room for love. Always. Yeah.
That's true. Yvonne?
Hi, Dr. Sara. We met you yesterday, and I'm so
Just in
thankful.
case someone gets a heart attack, I'm not a doctor. Okay. No, that's
Okay. Thank you so much. Yesterday, you were amazing greeting people, and I'm very thankful for that. You seem like a very unique and genuine person. I want to ask you the following question. Do you have to forgive your enemies?
No. So this is the
In
issue.
order to be pure and in order to self-realize yourself,
We're never,
what do you do?
We're never pure, babe. This purity thing, nobody's ever pure. We're humans, we do mistakes. We have the right to do mistakes. That's the game of life. That's 3D, that's Earth. But to answer your question, forgiving someone, when I tell people you need to forgive, I don't mean forgive your abuser. I don't mean forgive the person who did you wrong. That's God's job. I am not God. Forgiveness is forgiving yourself for allowing yourself to be in these situations, for settling, for not doing your best for you, for not loving you, for not putting yourself first. Once you forgive what happened to you, not the person, you move, you grow. And you know, once you do the inner work and you heal and you forgive yourself, you know how do you feel about someone that hurt you? Indifferent. Because if you love them, that's emotions. If you hate them, that's still emotions. When you're indifferent, you feel nothing to somebody. And that's what healing is. When you forgive yourself, they're nothing to you. Because even hate is a feeling. If you say, I don't feel anything to you, I hate you, then you feel something for me. So, indifferent. Don't forgive. Forgive yourself. Forgive what happened to you, because it does not define you, but not the person. It cannot be God. This is a very hard job.